What time is it now? 11:20. So I have 2 hours before we leave for the event. It's coming together here, I think. Can't you tell? Got the lawn signs. We'll bundle those up. My pullover, which of course has burn holes in the side. I certainly would like to be a little more organized than I am, but I've been finished work yesterday, and I've been trying to coordinate the campaign and get all these events set up along the way, which takes a lot of time. I'm not your conventional candidate. I'm pretty much a guy who's trying to send a message about an important issue, and I'm just being who I am and taking a stand for what I believe is really important. I've been fortunate to see some really amazing places. They almost seem fake. I like to say it's storybook. It's hard to describe. It's almost like you have to be there to experience it. It's inspiring. And I got to do that again on a ride that wasn't just for me, but for an issue way bigger than me.
Oh, Bill's a great coworker, just, mellow guy, normal person, hard worker. I will vote for Bill, yeah, because I think he's championing a good cause.
Here's just a regular guy, carpenter by trade, trying to draw people's attention.
He's on a shoestring and he's working full time. He's got a daughter to take care of.
It takes a lot of nerve to hang yourself out. Go away from your family, go away from your work, make this crazy tour around for 600 miles.
Where am I going? I'm going on a 600-mile bike ride. Can you believe that?
To have someone like Bill talking about climate change and a way to address it at every public event, on the radio, wherever he is, it is a win. Thank you for being crazy enough to do this.
As a kid, I grew up in rural Vermont. It was an amazing experience. We spent a lot of time outdoors. The woods and the wilderness were not far away, and it was a really cool place to grow up, although I really never appreciated it when I was in it, in a way, because as a kid you're always thinking, God, I wish I could be in a town that had a movie theater or an arcade or something like that. And it wasn't far along in my life that I realized how fortunate I was to have that experience. The bike ride is that too for me. It's about sharing what a beautiful world we have. The feeling I have when I'm riding in nature is intense connection to what's around me. I think a bike campaign is a unique way to draw attention to my commitment to the cause. Probably the most important thing on that bike is I have a little picture of my daughter on the stem, and really that's a big part of why I'm doing this. What I'm doing is really important for her and for kids all around the world, and how we leave this world to our future generations. An important part of the solution requires government action. I engage in politics to take action on behalf of the earth and speak up for our grandchildren.
Bill's taken the risk. He's willing to bring this single issue out and force other candidates to talk about it.
Somebody's got to take a stand.
Yeah, well, hey, thank you very much.
Yeah.
It means a lot for you to say that.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it.
You're my brother.
I really appreciate folks like Bill fighting the good fight.
He's willing to ride 600 miles to bring the issue to all the voters in the 2nd Congressional District.
I am discouraged by the bipartisanship in our government. That doesn't mean you stop reaching out to address a global problem. I believe it's the moral responsibility of our generation to act on climate change. By nature, I'm a quiet person that doesn't like to necessarily be around crowds, and I know I'm about to be in a bunch of crowds, and it's going to be basically me stepping out of my comfort zone a lot, and it makes sense because it's so important to me, and so I'm feeling good about it. What is it all about? I mean, you know, coming out here and riding 100 miles for something I believe in. Here we are, we got Mark Twain over here hanging out with us, my guaranteed visitor for this campaign event that we have. It's awesome. I'm glad he's here, and I'm glad you're here too.
Nobody showed up for this event. You know, we published it on Facebook. We put up signs in the post office. It's aggravating. Not a single elected official showed up here. 5 people came besides my family. And, you know, you just wonder where they are.
It's a little frustrating when you put all this effort in, and I put in a lot of time to try to make events happen, and the turnout's low, and yet I cannot do anything but this because I believe in it so much. I was trying to explain how we've got these solar panels, and it's, you know, it's great that we are developing that, and we have this great opportunity because there's so much energy we could access here in this valley alone. And we're not, and we need to be. And so, you know, the upside is it's super cool that we have these solar panels here, but come on, we should have them everywhere. Time's running out. I'd rather be on a bike ride and not have to be talking about issues and being involved in politics. It's not me. What I'm trying to share is something that we all can do together, and it doesn't matter what your views are politically. This is a human-based issue, and we need to be taking action now.
We're about 10 miles from the wind turbines, so that's our next stop, and I think when probably 1 or 2 miles we'll be out of this storm. In the meantime, Bill's in the middle of it out there right now. It's cooling off.
Day 3, 75 miles. Day started with a very interesting conversation with a few Delta locals willing to agree to disagree about the need to address climate change. Amazing skies once again, riding with locomotives, hail, wind turbines, and an 18-mile-per-hour headwind for the last 15 miles made up the day. Day 4, Milford to Cedar City, 55 miles. Knee is feeling good and I am grateful. 20-mile-per-hour wind died off completely, allowing me to make a much better time than expected, and arrived in Cedar City. Catch a rainbow, an inspiring day on all fronts, and great to be in the weather and all that comes with it, covering ground regardless of what stands in our way. Day 5, Cedar City to St. George. Day 7, Kanab to Tropic. This ride represents my commitment to finding ways to draw attention to the most urgent issue of our time. Day 8, flash floods forced the closure of the interstate between Los Angeles and Utah, and I continue because I have to. Going out on this bike campaign was an expression of just going for it and sticking it out there and trying to talk to people and trying to raise awareness. Let the chips fall where they may, but to know that I'm going to do it as best I can. And regardless of the outcome, we need to take a stand on this issue. I'd like to believe that if the candidates went out and did the same ride, they'd want to protect the environment too. And here we are at Capitol Reef, and the reason why I chose Capitol Reef as the finish is because I think our Washington is stuck on a reef like you wouldn't believe, and it needs to change. immediately. And the way that change is going to happen is for people to speak up and go on bike campaigns and talk about the issues and create change, because it's not going to happen otherwise. I feel so lucky to be able to do that. I've been going through a bunch of emotions the last couple of days where it's like I'll just start crying while I'm riding. And I think I put so much into it. My heart. It's the way I like to live. I like to follow my passion and go for it. Because I think that's the way it should be. And to do something that's so much bigger than myself, after having so many experiences where it was self-satisfaction, it just makes it that much richer to me and more valuable. It's beautiful. And I'm grateful for every moment. I want to make the world a better place. I guess maybe if I thought somebody was taking care of it for me, I wouldn't have to worry about it, but I don't see that happening, and so I don't want to live my life thinking that, I didn't give it my all. I know for sure that I'm giving it my all. This is for all the marbles.